Hey, what's up? This is Dez from Devildriver. You're listening to Conklin.
We're on the phone with Dez, frontman, one of my favorite bands, Devildriver. New album in stores right now, Beast. Now, you guys crashed the website, Roadrunner's website, when the first single from Beast was made available for free download. That make you feel good, Dez?
Yeah, unreal, man. When you hear that the demand is like that for Devildriver, it's, it makes you feel really good. It makes you feel heartfelt that you worked hard and people are out there needing it. So they crashed the servers. They've never had that happen in Roadrunner's history. They were actually crashed for 2 days. So, yeah, it made us feel good. But then again, you kind of wanted people to get the download as well,
Yeah. Yeah, now you wonder how many downloads you actually missed. When it was actually released, hard copy, it cracked the U.S. top 50, which is pretty much unheard of in metal if your band's name is not Metallica. Were you guys surprised by the overall success of Beast?
I mean, absolutely. The fan base has just been built one show at a time, one handshake at a time, really organically. So, when we knew that when we released Beast, it was the kind of record that was either going to really attach itself or not. And it just so happened that it really attached ourselves with our fans. So, we're really happy.
And the album was recorded at Sonic Ranch in Tornillo, Texas. Population, according to Wikipedia, 1,720. How well did a group of rock stars fit into a tiny little town like that?
I think the great thing is, man, you don't have to fit in there. What you do is you go out. It's on almost 3,600 acres in a pecan ranch. It's one of the finest establishments. If you want to get away and go record, all there is to do is music. So you wake up, you go in the studio, you eat, you sleep there, and there's nothing to do but music. So you can really isolate yourself and get your craft done.
Yeah, Tiny, I can imagine. Are there any little bars in Tornillo?
There's some little bars right outside of there, and you're about 45 minutes from El Paso, a town that I really love as well. And there's stuff to do. I mean, he's got a lot of guns. You can go shooting guns, and basically we're just sitting around drinking wine and writing tunes,
Right on. We're here with Dez, frontman of Devildriver, new album in stores right now titled Beast. Dez, have you ever Googled yourself and learned anything?
To be honest, man, I don't read my own press. I don't Google myself. I'm still a kid on the outside looking in, having a good time and enjoying every single step of the way. Every little thing is still new to me. But the minute you start Googling yourself, I think it goes to another level, man.
Yeah, now the touring lifestyle, you guys definitely are nonstop. It's very stereotyped, I feel, the booze, groupies, drugs, all that stuff. But not every band really tours the same way. How does Devildriver do things a little bit differently than any other band?
Well, I'm a little more reclusive and secluded. I mean, people that are real close friends of mine say I might have picked the wrong job, because I really am not a people person. I don't do the after show thing, the groupie thing, the in the bar thing. I'm not that cat. And we've all got our drinking, under handle. I mean, look, we like to party. We have a good time, but we don't want to let the people down the next day that are paying hard-earned money, especially in this economy, for a ticket. So, we know what's going on. And there's no hard drugs allowed in the camp, just to make sure that longevity is there and we all are focused. But otherwise, we're in it for the music and into traveling. And, we love truck stops at 2 a.m. and shaking hands after the show,
And you say you're always preparing for the next day. You guys have been constantly working for going on 10 years now, an album every 2 years. The tours never stop. Dez, do you ever sleep?
I do sleep, and I think it's the one thing that you need, especially being on the road, But here's what people need to know about Devildriver. We were only together about 6 months before we made our first record. That's why we put out such a large body of work, 5 records in over or a little under 8 or 9 years. Is because we still learning how to groove together and learning what we can do, And I think Beast is the culmination of the last few records, and we're really starting to hone in on our craft. We love touring. We love the touring lifestyle. I especially, you're either built for the road or not. I'm missing the road.
Now, this coming from a fan of Devildriver, a lot of bands kind of lose their touch as albums go, but I think this kind of alludes to what you were saying, that you guys are still honing your craft and learning everything. But I feel that Beast is up there with your guys' best body of work. From front to back, there's no filler songs.
We thank you, man. We did. We said all killer, no filler on this one, and we really took our time to write, to craft the record. We knew the kind of record we wanted to make. There's a menagerie of bands out there doing heavy metal right now. We want to make sure that we define ourselves, we define our sound. We don't travel with the pack. We lead. And this is something that we've come to do over the years, learning how to work together. And it's been a pleasure. I'm surrounded by great people. I've got a great record label. And the shows have been absolutely fantastic. The people that have put themselves on us from the very beginning, have just stuck with us. And, we hope that we keep getting better. That being said, I did tell the record company when they signed us that number 5, 6, 7, 8 would be the best records, because that's where it's going to start to solidify as a band, and we have to keep writing, we have to keep proficient, and we have to keep the kind of road work and road ethic that we have in order to dominate,
Now, you said you really liked your label. There was a guy that really didn't appreciate what Roadrunner did. Dave Mustaine from Megadeth kind of blamed Roadrunner for not lack of success, but it really didn't live up to his expectations, the new album from Megadeth, Endgame. Why do you think he was talking stuff about Roadrunner?
I don't know. I think that especially older artists, someone like Dave, who I'm friends with and I respect a great deal. I mean, I've toured with him in Cold Chamber. I've done shows with him in Devildriver. I mean, he lives about 15 minutes from me. But, one can only speculate what the problem there was between those two, and far be it from me to put words in his mouth. That being said, I think that the older artists need to realize that your speculation on what you're going to sell on physical product is going to definitely go down over the years. I mean, I've got a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old. Their iPods are full. They have no idea what to do with a CD. You go to Devildriver, you look at our iTunes numbers. We are number 1 on the rock charts, for days in a row. Look at our Amazon numbers. They were up 23%. So it goes to show you that, people going and actually buying a CD. I mean, I don't do it now. I'm a huge fan of punk rock. I heard about the Off record, and when Keith Morris did the new Off record, I got right on my iPhone. I pushed in my iTunes. I had it within 5 minutes. I was jamming it on the bus. So it really makes no sense to even get in the car and go buy physical product. I even tell people about Beast. Hey, if you're familiar with Devildriver, go download it. If you like it, buy it. If you're unfamiliar with Devildriver, go download it. If you like it, buy it. It's $10 out of your pocket. If you're listening to the thing on your iPod for a year, then go ahead over that year, spend $10 and buy the record at one point. That's all we care about, because we do have to repay the record company that they give us to make the record. Otherwise, commerce and art, they don't go together for me, man. I'm not doing this for the money. If I was doing it for the money, I would have been doing something else a long time ago.
Now, just from hearing you talk, I think you're a great example of what rock stars have to be nowadays. No longer are you going out there, doing the heroin, just hanging out with the groupies. You've got to be an everyman, and it's good to see someone that is talented as you are know exactly what they're doing.
I appreciate it,
Now,
man.
you mentioned your kids back there. Are they following in Dad's musical path?
Well, I got a drummer. He's 13, and I got a 16-year-old picking up the guitar, and I just took him overseas with Iron Maiden, and they got to see how that rolled. So now I think practice is going to intensify at the house now that they see the kind of lifestyle that can come from it. I mean, they know what I do, but I'm dad at home, And go back to what you said before. I mean, the rock star word is a really, really dirty word, man. I'm not into it. I'm a totally separate cat. I'm a family man. I've been with my woman almost 14 years. You got to have a strong woman behind you in order to be a rock on the road like I am, man. And my kids are behind me as well. So, yeah, the cliche days of hey, how much can I drink and how much heroin can I do? Like, those are the cats that are only going to have a little bit of time in the industry. And God bless them. If they want to go out that way, that's fine. But I'm not looking at that, man. I'm looking at getting on stage, 20 years from now when I'm 60 and still putting them to the test, much like guys like Lemmy, guys like Ozzy, people that I look up to. Right on.
We're here with Dez from Devildriver, frontman. A lot of guys don't listen to their own music. Do you listen to Devildriver?
I do. I do, certainly. What I will do, though, is I take a break. After we make the record, I don't want to hear the record, and I wait till the first tour. So that was a Canadian tour we just did with the Cancer Bats, and we went in the back lounge and put on the new record and jammed it a few times and had a glass of wine or two. And, that's when it's interesting to me, because at the moment you're caught up in your art, and you don't want to overthink it as well. You want to get in, you want to have it just come out naturally. So I tend to listen to my stuff later on down the line.
Now, you guys have a very unfamiliar resting point right now. You're going to be hitting the road with Danzig starting in April. Has Glenn gotten any taller?
I don't know, but I will say this. He's a really hell of a nice guy. Glenn gave me my first tour ever when I was in Cold Chamber. And, Glenn has always been kind of a hero to me. I can remember back in the day in my 20s when I was a bricklayer, I'd be driving in my truck to San Diego to go lay brick, and I'd be listening to the first Danzig record, and I'd be saying to myself, this is what I want to do for a living. So then, to meet him, to go on tour with him is great. The guy's a legend, and Devildriver's going to have a great time on that tour, I'll tell you that. He loves his red wine, and him and I get along really well.
Now, speaking of legends, are you going to be in the Coachella Valley area for the Big Four show come April before you hit the road?
We are. I was just talking to Kerry King about that, so it looks like we're coming down with the family. I'm bringing the kids again, and going to watch. Go watch the Big Four. It's close by, from Murrieta. So I told my whole band members, everybody come to my house. We'll pack up the cooler. We'll drive, and you guys can just kick back. You know what I mean?
It's going to be an awesome time. Now, a couple of random questions here. Dez, you have a time machine that you can take to any period of time, past or future, but you only get one move. Where would you go?
I'd go to the 60s, the late 60s, bro. Like, when I was born, I wish I was 20.
Yeah.
It would, I just talked to somebody last night. It was my uncle. He actually did the original Liquid Light acid shows for all the 60s bands in San Francisco. So me, I would love to go see the Doors and Big Brother and the Holding Company and stuff like that back then, or to see Sabbath back in the day and right when they first came out when we were rehearsing. That would be amazing. Of
course. Now, with Devil in the name of the band, you ever get anyone protesting the shows or assuming you guys slaughter chickens in a ring of fire or anything like that?
We do, which really sucks, man, because the name Devildriver, for everybody who doesn't know, is what the Italian witches call their bells. It's to ring away evil. Yeah. And so we needed something that sounded gnarly, of course, but I wanted something with a good feel. We tried to go down to South Africa. We had the whole thing booked. It was sold out, almost 2,000 people a night. And we had people in some places that were really up in arms, some Christian groups that were really up in arms about us coming, and it had to be canceled. The whole tour had to be canceled, which really sucked. I mean, I had guys that wanted to, I wanted to go down and visit the country. I had guys that wanted to go shark diving with great whites and all this other, and it all had to be canceled because of it. But that just goes to show you the ignorance of people. Religion can lead you into ignorance or can really, take you into a path of righteousness, but you got to choose the path.
Right on. Now, you have a tattoo on your face. Do you ever regret the chin ink?
No, not even. That's one of those. I'm never going back to the normal world, right and it's I've been getting tattooed since I was 15 years old. So and you look around me, and especially where I live, Temecula, Murrieta area, it's like everybody's a chief, everybody's tattooed. I'm fitting right in out here. I love it.
Temecula, that's wine country, man. We go there every year.
Oh, right on. Yeah, we've only been living here about a year and a half now, and we haven't even got a chance to go out and visit the vineyards. But I've got some of June and some of July off, so we're making plans to go out there and check that out.
Right on, Dez. Well, we thank you for fitting us into your schedule. We love the album Beast, and we look forward to seeing you on the road with Danzig.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Look, we're coming to town. Come say hello, and you yourself, come on up to the bus, man. We'll crack a beer and we'll kick back.
Afternoons with Conklin.
Wild card, bitches! Yeah!
Conklin.